We are detailing the weekend's domestic box office numbers, upcoming Blu-ray releases, and a whole lot more on today's edition of Movie News Daily. Let's get into it. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Welcome back into JC's Movies, where you can see all kind of movie and TV show content with me, JC, especially within the superhero, comedy, and horror genres. So if those are genres you're a fan of, be sure you hit that subscribe button where we can talk about them together. Plus, you'll get these movie news updates into your feed every Monday through Fridays. I bring you this show every weekday here on the channel. You can help me out that way. And you can also help out just by hitting that little thumbs up button. Clicking that like button helps this video hit that YouTube algorithm so we can find other movie and TV show fans like you and me. With that out of the way, let's get into Movie News Daily here on March 9th. Let's lead off the Monday show how we always like to by talking domestic box office. Then we'll hit on the upcoming Blu-rays as well. But domestic box office from this weekend, the top 10, Hoppers takes the number one spot in its first weekend, picking up $46 million this weekend. Scream 7 remains at number 2. A good strong showing in the second weekend as well, getting another $17 million in, approaching $100 million in the US and $200 million worldwide box office. What a performance from Scream 7. The Bride is at number 3 with $7 million in its opening weekend. The Goat down to number 4, $6 million over the weekend. Then you round out the top 10 with Wuthering Heights at 5, Crime 101 at 6, Send Help still in the top 10 at number 7, I Can Only Imagine 2 at 8, the Elvis Presley in Concert movie at number 9, and then Demon Slayer at number 10. And then, as I always stress the importance of physical media, I always like to highlight the upcoming Blu-ray releases as they come out on Tuesday. So every Monday show here, we try and hit on those. Not a ton of new stuff this week, but you can get a special 4K edition of the Somewhere in Time Christopher Reeve movie, a collector's edition 4K Blu-ray combo of The Devil's Advocate. That's a good movie. You can get the complete series of Resident Alien if you're into that, a 4K release of the Rango animated movie there with Johnny Depp and the voice cast, a Bugs Bunny Looney Tunes collection, the River Phoenix Jimmy Reardon movie, just to name a few there as you see on the screen, this week's upcoming Blu-ray releases. From there, let's talk some news as we are in the midst of awards season, the Oscars coming up, but the Saturn Awards were here recently, and Peacemaker took home Best Superhero TV Series, awarded at the 53rd Annual Saturn Awards. Pretty impressive there for Peacemaker Season 2, a show you guys know I love, as it beat out some really good shows like Gen V, Daredevil Born Again, Invincible, Ironheart, and Sandman, just to name a few. But Peacemaker takes it home, Best Superhero TV Series. And then speaking of those Saturn Awards, how about the Best Horror Series there at the Saturn Awards? You know, that's two genres I like, superhero, horror, and comedy, as I always talk about, but really enjoyed this series as well, so glad to see it rewarded, and that was It, Welcome to Derry, taking home the Best Horror TV Series award there at the Saturn Awards as well. And while we're talking TV series, we may as well hit on this. The Boys did release the trailer for their final season. We know that's upcoming over the next couple of months, and here is the release schedule for The Boys' final season. Episodes 1 and 2, April 8th. Episode 3 will drop a week later on April 15th. Then you'll get episode 4 a week after that, continuing on all the way up until the series finale, which will take place on May 20th. As you can see, the full release schedule there on the screen for the final season of The Boys. Hate to see it come to an end, but excited to watch the final season of this show. And then one more TV series update here before we hit on a couple pieces of movie news here on March 9th. We got a casting update for season 2 of Chad Powers. Excited for that one. I thought the first season ended kind of abruptly. I'm like, hey, wait, we need more of this. And I thought there was going to be more episodes than there was. But Chad Powers, really funny, good show. And Jillian Jacobs is joining season 2 here. As you see, the original source being Deadline, coming from Next Point News here on social media. So we got a new cast member for season 2 of Chad Powers. And that leads us into our couple of movie updates here. These both coming from Bloody Disgusting, actually. This one really interesting, as could we get Arnold back in the Predator franchise? It seems like it's possible, as he revealed that he's had conversations with Dan Trachtenberg about a potential return. Arnold teased it at the Arnold Sports Festival in Ohio over the weekend, saying he wants me to be in the next Predator. We've talked about it. I'd be intrigued. I'd love to see Arnold come back to the Predator franchise. I also think he mentioned that there may be a Conan the Barbarian sequel in the works as well. So could see Arnold coming back to the big screen with some of his most famous franchises, which would be awesome. And then also coming from Bloody Disgusting, getting more into the horror realm now, Sorority Row 2 appears to be in the works, which of course was a remake of The House on Sorority Row. And the writer is the one that is sharing this news. Josh Stolberg teasing that the news on it is coming very, very soon about a sequel to the 2009 slasher, which you guys know me, slashers are by far the best type of horror, in my opinion, by far my favorite type. And of course, this one follows a group of sorority sisters who were targeted by a mass killer after covering up a death. I'd be in for a sequel to it. I'd check it out for sure. I can't remember if I even watched this remake or not, but if I didn't and they come out with the sequel, that means we get to review both here on the channel. So we'll see what happens with Sorority Row 2. And then just lastly, before we wrap up today's edition of Movie News Daily, sharing this again as I have been sharing it on both X and on the Instagram page. You can follow JC's Movies on either. If you want to follow on X, it is JC's Movies. As you see there detailed on the screen, would appreciate that follow as I try and build it up there on social media. But on this day, some movies that were released on March 9th, you had Children of the Corn in 1984, House Party in 1990, 300 in 2007, and then The Strangers Pray at Night, underrated sequel that released in 2018. Just some movies that were released on March 9th. So there you have it. Another edition of Movie News Daily into the books. As I said earlier, be sure you subscribe here to the channel so you can get these movie news updates into your feed every Monday through Friday as I continue to bring you the show every weekday. I'd appreciate that. Just like I'd love to hear your thoughts on anything that we talked about or anything you want to talk movie, TV show related. I always enjoy chatting about movies with you guys. Plus those interactions help me to continue to grow the channel here on YouTube. Be back with you guys throughout the week. Appreciate you guys tuning into this one, and I will catch you on the next one.